me folks, I don't know, I just kind of rocked up here, I was like, what's going on here? Who are these fucking dickheads? Hey, fucking, who are you? And I was like, hey man, I'm fucking Trent. Yeah, fuck that, And then I got smacked up. Bag, they're fucking this one. Man, the boys going, girls are bitches, they're like stitches, you pull them out and then they open up. You just smash them, A couple of birds that love the dick. So many birds after me, They're like, hey Trent, give me back my purse. I'm gonna come and get you. Just fucking relax,
Tell us about your best mate, Kev.
Kev, he's a sicker. Kev's got a big dick.
What did you guys do last Saturday?
Last Saturday, we went to the drive-in at Bass Hill. We climbed the fence and he was like, hey, oh, you dickhead, fucking what are you watching that shit for? And I was like, hey, man. He's so sick, he scratches cars. He's mad, Coffers. Punch him in the face. Coffers. But you're still a copper and you're gay. Yeah, Mum. Man, she worked pretty hard, A lot of cock for cash, My mum's a dickhead.
Slow mo at the end.
It's good. Good editing job.
Thank you.
It's really fucking strange that that's a thing. But so the origin story of that is Macca and I used to live together.
I was there too.
For many years. Oh yeah, you lived there too. Fuck, you lived
I lived there, mate.
He lived with us.
I lived there for like 2 years. It was a two-bedroom at the front.
Yeah.
Did you live in that front
Yeah.
room?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I was a music manager at the time, and the second album was just about to be released, and I had meetings with distributors and publicists and shit like that. And I asked Macca to give me a haircut. And he was like, yeah, I'll give you a haircut, Bo.
Sit down, mate.
Yeah, sit down, I'll sort you out. And so he cut me a mullet. I was like, Macca, finish the fucking haircut.
I did this. He thinks I'm just doing the sides. I'm doing the sides, and I'm trimming it, and I'm making the sides blend too, without touching the back. And he's like,
I was like, Mac time, finish the
no one
haircut.
had mullets, but this is 20 years ago.
Can I fart on this podcast?
Yeah, sure.
So he was like, no, I'm not going to finish the haircut. I was like, Macca, finish the fucking haircut. And he was like, I'm not going to finish the haircut. I was like, okay, cool, man. I'll finish the haircut if you do Trent. Because Trent was a character that I had for a while.
Both has been doing that at, we grew up together, high schools. Both would do that at parties. It was based off someone you knew.
It was based on this guy called Cookie, who, when I was a kid in like year 8, I'd go to Pymble Station in order to get to school, which was in Warrawee. And at Pymble Station, fucking a few mornings a week, this fucking egg called Cookie was around. And Cookie had these short dreads, and he'd walk around and be like, fucking g'day. He was fully that, hey, fucking hello,
Was he friends with Top Deck?
No, he wasn't friends with that guy.
Different crew.
So Cookie used to, like, for example, I'd be smoking ciggies in the alley.
Oh yeah, as you do.
And he'd be like, oi, fucking, here's a ciggy, fucking. And I'd be like,
What ethnicity is
Aussie.
White as hell.
Oh, right.
Whitest man you've ever seen.
Is he buff or he just doesn't?
No.
He was bigger than me, and and also like not from here. So I was duly intimidated, and I was totally a non.
Oh, where's he from? The bush.
Definitely from the west,
Right.
somewhere in the
Right,
west.
I see.
And so he'd ask me like for a ciggy, and I'd be like, yeah, Cookie, all right, give you a ciggy. And I'd take out a ciggy, and he'd take my pack and take 3.
What an asshole.
But then he'd hand back the pack.
Oh, yeah. It's like
So I
very
had some kind of
intimidating.
Stockholm
Kids.
for him. It's like, oh man, he didn't take my whole pack. What a legend. Anyway, he was just this like antagonistic force in my life for a period of time. And so I did this thing where the thing that started Trent as a character, I'd be like, nah. Because he would do these like, nah. He'd have this like energy that was so like that. And to a couple of mates, they'd be fucking like, oi, Bosh, do Cookie. And I'd be like, and that's how it fucking rolled.
Right.
And then
So
that's,
I knew the character well. Been enjoying it for years, personally.
Yeah.
In our own circles.
so back to the haircut. Macca wouldn't finish my fucking haircut, left that hectic mullet.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, you do Trent, I'll film you, and then I'll finish the haircut. I'm like, Macca, get the fucking camera, and I'll do it. and then finish my fucking haircut. I was fully resentful and fully
You wanted it done. But
in
you
a
fucking
rush.
Turned the camera on too.
I was in a
you
rush.
turned it on for the camera. Consider you were in a rush that day.
I was in a rush, and so he went, got the camera. I was sat where I was getting the haircut, and he came back. Macca turns on the camera. That happens. Macca edits it.
So how many minutes did you?
Not much longer than that. There's not
right.
much like
No,
off cut.
I just cut the comedy into it. Like I'd cut off his bits and I'd cut the end out. Like that's I've got the original somewhere, and it was that was 6 minutes. It's like 8.
It wasn't like a mega, but what Macca did was cut in, cut out, made it like it just made it fucking really punchy. Excuse the pun. But then Macca then does the edit and then posts it. I don't know how long you posted it after having filmed it.
YouTube was very new.
It was, yeah.
Super
It
new.
was via email.
But I remember
that's how you got a YouTube link. If someone emailed
Yeah,
it
that's
to you,
right.
that's it. So fuck knows.
Like before, like
Who I emailed it
Facebook
to.
Messenger or WhatsApp.
within a couple of days, I remember us going out to dinner in Crow's Nest with a few mates.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
And it was like, I think you told me, or another one of our friends, Jared, told us. It was like, it's at 10,000 views. I was like, get
that
fucked.
like fucking
And at the
amazing.
time, 10,000 views was
as
something.
big as YouTube got.
True.
It was
Well,
pretty
I don't know, but
Right,
for
right.
us,
Yeah.
early
I don't know
days
what
of
it was
YouTube.
on YouTube, but yeah, like we saw it go up overnight from like
And where was it? Geography?
50 mates to then like 500.
Australia,
We were like,
or was it-
that's
was it
people we
pretty-
don't know.
It was
Pretty-
Australia.
I think
Oh,
that's
definitely
global.
Australia.
No,
was
it's all
local, was it?
Australia.
At that
we
point-
didn't even know how to look where it was going.
nice.
Like,
Yeah.
we had there was no insights.
And the algorithms were such at the time that if something was getting views, it'd stay high on people's feeds. And then I think Facebook definitely was a thing at the time. And similarly, Facebook, if something was getting viewed, it would just stay top of the feed.
Yeah.
So we benefited from early YouTube. It
Yeah.
didn't require boosting, didn't require
Yeah,
any of
of
that stuff.
Yeah.
So that was where I was like, fucking hell, what the hell's going on? And it was around that time that I was thinking, like, even before that, I'd just come back from the States. And this is going to sound a bit fluffy, but while I was in the States, for management stuff, music management stuff, I had a few actor buddies who said, apropos of not much, they're like, man, you should act. Like, you should be an actor. I was like, oh, I've thought about it and blah, blah, blah. But it was kind of like that.
Nice.
But it's something that I'd always wanted to do.
Yeah.
But
No,
it
you
was
had.
impossible
Right.
as a pursuit because acting required. I had all these old school ideas that it was not fruitful, not realistic, blah blah blah. Having gone through a private school education, it's like, well, you don't do that. You just do something else. Anyhow, it happened at a weirdly divine time. And it happened. It was so weird. But even now, like, what I find really bizarre is that I was up north just recently, and I've kind of started another business up there. And these kids who are 18 come up and say, "Man, are you Trent from Punchy?"
Really?
It's like another
Now?
now.
Holy moly! I didn't know that.
It's fucking weird.
But it was just very
No, mate, and I'd be okay with that. But
Now?
now,
2025.
knocking on my window,
Jeez, knocking on your window.
my car window. Oi,
Oh,
you
right.
Trent?
Is that because word had gotten around town
Yeah.
that you're there, not just that?
Yeah,
they
it's
see you
no.
on
There
the
didn't.
street?
There was a couple of people that, purported to have recognised me,
Yeah,
but I think it's
yeah.
more to the fact that they knew that I was involved in
The
this.
kids
this
now.
business.
That's what.
But that's what I find
It's
super-
generational.
It's generational, which is so
Generational,
bizarre.
Gary.
And here's the other fucking weird thing about that. I didn't know the West from a dog, like from shit
Impression.
at all.
Yeah.
However, I accidentally mentioned Bass Hill, Lidcombe, both of which are near Punch Bowl, which I didn't
No,
know.
you didn't know, right?
I fucking didn't know. I just knew
I
that
wouldn't
Lidcombe was a
wouldn't
thing,
know.
and I knew Bass Hill had a drive-in. And I was like, for some reason, I mentioned those two
Does it
hot
still have a
topics.
drive-in?
I hope so. In fact, I hope so. We should look that up. We should go there.
So when you were watching Trent from Punchy,
Yeah.
what was the first time in how many years?
Oh, I have not watched that in years and years and years and
How
years.
did you feel?
I felt fine. I just still find it interesting that it's done what it's done. And at the time, I said to Macca, I think I was in the shower after having got the fucking finished haircut, and I poked my head out of the shower and said, "Macca, don't post that."
He did. He's like, please don't.
Please don't post that,
He's
man.
like, because YouTube was a thing you could put something on and show your mates.
Don't.
And it was. I remember saying to my brother, Doug, he thought it was the funniest thing he'd ever seen. I'm like, that's a good response. He's like, that's the funniest thing I've ever seen. And he's like, I'm going to send it to my mates. I'm like, send it to your mates. Like, we'll send it to our inner circle. And that's all I thought it would do, because I wasn't like, I'll show the internet, like, how they're going to find it. Because you only find something 100 links. And I said, shut up, mate. Share it with everyone I knew.
Yeah, so Macca went against my wishes, sent it to the world, and here we are. It's really, really bizarre. And that's the thing that started off my, like the acting career.
And you think Trent helped you your acting career?
Yeah, because I think for a couple of well, it did something, so I could talk to it, I guess. But also, like, I thought, oh fuck yeah, I could do this.
Yeah.
But I fucking didn't necessarily want to become Trent at the time. So many offers were coming in for live shows and visits to weddings and visits to 21st and this, and I said no to every single thing.
Oh really?
And I think accidentally.
Oh, they wanted Trent to come.
Accidentally, what happened is it just was allowed to be that for quite some
A very
time.
long time, a couple of years.
And so for lack of a better word, the mystique of Trent was able to kind of just grow without me becoming completely synonymous with Trent.
People make their own.
Again, these great
make their own
came
stories.
around. There was us at like Cameraman Shopping Centre. We died handsome there. Smashed the mum. The people screaming at us here were real.
Oh yeah. Oh, security.
Security!
And then also in parallel to that, while we were living together, we spent days and days and days on end speaking to each other in a Kiwi accent. Be like, good morning, Anthony. Be like, morning, Nurk. So we'd just go through these phases for weeks of just speaking in a Kiwi accent. And that's what ended up precipitating Beach Daz around the same time. And Macca did the same thing again. It's like, let's just fucking record it. I was like, Mac time.
I had a classic mini handy cam with a mini DV tape in it, and I was just like, I'm gonna film everything. Like, let's go and film like us just talking Kiwi accents. Yeah. And he's like, talk about what? I'm like, just the thing that you always do. No, you do. You came up with the idea of it. He's like, wouldn't it be funny if a whale was on the beach in New Zealand, but he was a Kiwi and he'd be beached ears? I'm like, that's fucking funny. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
And again, I was relatively reluctant. I was like, Mac time, I don't fucking know. Like, what are we doing? And we lay on the bed.
And what do we do with
in front of the camera?
Yeah.
And we're like,
that's recorded in my bedroom on the handy cam, like it's filming the blanket. We talked into the microphone.
Yeah. And I also remember when I was...
that wasn't scripted. Oh, was it?
No, not scripted.
No, not scripted. Well, some of the beats were, because I remember we were walking down to the beach in Bronte, and I said, I think I've got this idea about this whale and his beach. She's like, oh no, beached ears. And Mac was like, yeah, good. But then Macca said, but then a seagull walks in and offers you a chip. I was like, sick. And then literally that was the brainstorm.
Like, great, that's brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant. And then Beached happened. And then again, early beneficiaries of YouTube. Trent is going bonkers. We release Beached As, and then Flight of the Conchords do a blog about Beached As.
That's right.
And at that point, that's how things got shared en masse to their blogging audience. And so as soon as they released that, I was like, get fucked. So around that same time, Beached As and Trent were two online things that were completely apparently unrelated, but that were both doing things online. And that was weird as shit too. It was so weird. Yeah.
Opened a lot of doors.